Welcome back to Radio Row, the week of the Super Bowl. It's Front Office Sports. I'm Dan Roberts, and we've got Paul Caine of On Location. Paul, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
So let's talk about where we are. SF. What do you think of SF as a Super Bowl venue? You got a lot of people who've enjoyed being in SF downtown. A lot of stuff that is very spread out as well. And a year from now, we'll be in LA. Also, a little bit trafficy, a little bit spread out. But it's Super Bowl 60. We were here 10 years ago for Super Bowl 50 in the Bay Area. What do you make of the week so far?
Look, every market is different. And that's one of the best parts about the Super Bowl is the fact that we are in a different market every year. I think it's kind of exciting. San Francisco is a great market. It's a great market for multiple reasons. One, it's got the people who live here are phenomenal and great advocates of sport, supporters of sport, and are very, very excited about the Super Bowl being here. Number two, it's spread out, which is not great from an industry perspective, but from a consumer standpoint, it's great. You know, the consumers get to see the inside of the NFL experience, all the experiences that we're building that around the game itself. Our guests are doing wonderful excursions down at Pebble Beach, up in Napa. I mean, they're getting the best of the Bay Area. That's what this is all about. And then there's the game itself. Great venue, great space. And I give a nod to the Super Bowl host committee, you know, the Bay Area host committee. They've done a great job of balancing the industry, access, and ultimately hosting a great game.
Everything you guys do is about location and the experience and the real estate and the hospitality. You know, as you look around the league, a lot of teams are either moving or considering moving from a downtown area out into the burbs because now you have to have the real estate around the stadium. It can't just be a building where you host 8 games. It's
Right.
got to be a venue that can have year-round concerts. You got to have a shopping plaza. You either have hotel, in some areas casinos. Yes, you have some teams that are actually moving back to downtowns, but it does feel like moving forward, the new need is you better have an entire destination area, right, around your arena.
Yeah, it depends what your ambition is as an arena or a stadium. We, as On Location, love a footprint where we can create a Super Bowl game day experience freely, depth, exciting, great access, easy to get in and out of. That makes for a great environment for us. It doesn't necessarily work perfectly on a regular season. I mean, as a fan, I love stadiums that you could walk from your hotel, grab a coffee, and then walk right into the stadium. That's phenomenal. But for what we do, for the kind of experiences we want to build, so that we can create a tremendous Super Bowl the way the NFL wants it to be, then we do like a very good footprint.
It's been about a year since the kind of official integration of On Location, TKO under this new umbrella. What has changed for the business for how you approach everything?
You know, not a lot's changed for us because number one, we're having Mark Shapiro as our leader has been phenomenal. He's been leading our business for the last 6 years. So, you know, it's on the Endeavor side, now TKO side. So we've seen seamless on that front. The benefit has been that we have great partners and advocates in our two of our major rights holders, UFC and WWE. Lawrence Epstein and Nick Khan not only are tremendous colleagues and phenomenal partners, but they're very invested in helping the success of On Location. So it helps with UFC and WWE, but it actually helps for all of our rights holders, including this game, because what we are building because of our joint knowledge of the live event space has direct positive impact on what we do with the NFL, the Olympics, the World Cup, and every one of our other 120 rights holders.
Yeah, the list goes on and on of partners for On Location. Another one is the Masters. And we reported last year about kind of rumors that On Location is going to become more enmeshed with the Masters and maybe eventually become the official exclusive ticketing provider. We've written about the Masters at Augusta National not wanting as many secondary market tickets sold, which was always a rule, but they really started enforcing it more last year. Anything you could tell us about On Location and the Masters moving forward?
You know, we have a deep respect for Augusta National as an organization, and we absolutely love what they were building, and we're huge supporters of what they want to do.
Not going to break any news here today about the Masters.
Can't break any news. I wish I could. There's no news to break.
Let's end by bringing it back to the Super Bowl. Talk about ticket prices to the game, which we're seeing basically come down and behave like they usually do. Of course, we've had a couple anomaly years where there's a crazy spike. I'll never forget I believe it was the Pat Seahawks here 11 years ago. just
2015. Yeah.
unprecedented, right?
Yeah.
The one Super Bowl I attended as a fan, because I am a Patriots fan.
Arizona.
That's right, Glendale. I loved the result too. Thank you.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about kind of how the ticketing supply works and the controls there, and doing the slow drip, and then finally releasing more tickets into the market.
We've been in the Super Bowl market for this game all year, right? We launched in May. We've been selling. We sold out all of our premium experiences and premium hospitality and our best seating a long time ago. So we've had a tremendous Super Bowl leading into it. Where the rest of the industry starts to come in is once the participating teams are announced, and that's where new market dynamics take place. So we've seen great strength, lots of interest, tremendous demand. What's happens now is really based on the city that it's hosting, which has different dynamics, the participating teams, and of course the buyer's mentality, right? And you see the market dynamics playing out right now, but we're very optimistic that because of San Francisco being an easy access city with a lot of people in the city, that we actually anticipate and believe that there's going to be increasing demand as the weekend hits. What happens during the week is really, reflective of too much choice, if you will. And then what happens into the weekend is people want to go to the game. So we're excited about what's unfolding.
Easy access city SF, but then of course they have to know that the game's in Santa Clara.
Games in Santa Clara. It's a bit of a drive, but we're prepared for that. And for our guests, we've got great transportation options, and we've got great egress. And the pregame is on campus, so they go through the security perimeter. So they're with us on that. If you're going to go to a game like Super Bowl, you want to go with On Location. We get you closer than ever. The experiences we build are tremendous, and we've got, like I said, we got people getting the best of San Francisco right now, all over the place. But game day itself, there's no better pregame hospitality. There's no better access. And then the experiences. I mean, we've got 1,000 people that will be on the field after the trophy ceremony. I mean, doing those snow angels and the confetti is exclusive to On Location.
You think the Super Bowl is still the number one must go to crown jewel event in sports? I brought up the Masters earlier, pretty unrivaled.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of growth in sports in general where there's a lot of musts, right? I'm an Indiana fan. The CFP was a tremendous must for me. I love college football. You're right, Augusta National is an experience like no other. Sorry, I have to steal that. I have to borrow that phrase. There's so many. Going to Wimbledon is extraordinary. You could list so many bucket list opportunities. The Olympics. I mean, I just flew in last night from Milan, and the Olympics itself, if you're not going to the Olympics in winter, going to the Olympics, you're missing something.
Depends where it is, of course.
Well, this Olympics is extraordinary. And then the one in LA is going to be a monster of opportunity, and you have to go see it. If you've never been to Olympic, you have to go. And then the World Cup this summer, 104 matches in 16 cities. I mean, you've never seen the level of sports. So to go back to your question, there's so many different choices, so many wonderful experiences, so many bucket list opportunities. If you're in the industry, you kind of have to go to most of them, and you should go to the events themselves, because if you don't, you're missing something. If you're a consumer, then we're seeing how people are prioritizing experiences over things. People are spending for sports travel. Instead of going to Milan for vacation, I'm going to go to Milan for the Olympics. $600 million, actually no, $600 billion, right, is spent on sports travel right now.
Sure.
And it's going to go up to 1.2 billion by 32.
It's a trillion.
Trillion, sorry, by 32. Thank you. See, that's that jet lag talking. So billion to trillion. And that's because of destination sports travel. So that's really what's supporting games like the Super Bowl. We have guests from all over the world coming to the Super Bowl because this is still and will always be a preeminent event. There's nothing like the Super Bowl, and there's nothing like the NFL. We are working with the NFL on all their global games too. We're taking people all over the world.
Huge international expansion.
And as I travel the world, I meet people who tell me, someone who works in soccer tell me just the other day that they're a huge Seahawks fan and coming to the game. Another person said they're a huge Washington fan and have been their whole life. I mean, you're seeing these like loyalties, global loyalties to American football, and that's going to translate to global demand on the Super Bowl.
Okay, huge year for you guys. Paul, thanks for talking
Huge.
to us.
It's the biggest year in sports hospitality ever. So thank
Love
you.
that. All right. We'll have more for you from Radio Row all week at Front Office Sports.